Okay, let's jump right into this deep dive. And here's a question for you listening. When you think about your Fivetran skills, are they just, another line on the resume, something you sort of picked up?
Or are they maybe the key, the thing that actually unlocks some pretty high impact roles, especially in today's, well, fastest moving industries?
Exactly, because based on this article we've been looking at, the answer seems pretty clear.
Yeah, the evidence really points towards that second option. Fivetran expertise isn't just like valuable. In certain sectors, it's becoming genuinely essential, and that's driving some serious demand.
Right, and that's what grabbed our attention. So this deep dive, we're basically unpacking that article. We want to figure out where that demand is strongest, why it's happening right now.
And critically, what it all means for you if you actually have these Fivetran skills.
Our mission here is pretty straightforward. Give you the core takeaways from the source material, highlight the industries really needing Fivetran experts.
And show the concrete opportunities that are opening up, whether you're looking for a job or maybe working in consulting.
Okay, so first things first. Why is Fivetran suddenly so critical? I mean, the article points out the reality of the data world today.
Right. Companies know data is crucial, yeah. But honestly, they're often drowning in complexity. Data's everywhere, scattered across systems.
Yeah, it's hard to get to, it's siloed, and sometimes, you can't even really trust it.
Well, this is where Fivetran comes in, according to the source. It automates that really messy, time-sucking job of moving data.
From all those different places, right? Your CRM, marketing tools, databases.
Exactly. Moving it from there and getting it into one central spot, usually a cloud data warehouse, all ready to be used.
And that automation piece is key because the article notes this big shift tools like Fivetran. They used to be maybe a convenience, a nice to have.
Maybe a project for down the line.
But now,
Yeah.
they're actually business critical infrastructure. I mean, if your data isn't flowing reliably, how can you make good decisions?
You really can't. And that shift, it directly impacts the job market. It's simple when a tool becomes indispensable for operations, for strategy.
The people who know how to use that tool become really valuable.
Highly sought after. Exactly.
So what are the specific forces, driving this urgent need now? The article calls out a few big trends. First up, something they call SaaS sprawl.
Ah, yeah. That's a big one. Think about it. Every department uses a whole different set of cloud software, right?
Oh, totally. Sales had Salesforce. Marketing's got HubSpot plus maybe 5 ad platforms. Customer success uses something else.
Gainsight, perhaps? Yeah. And they're all generating data, but it's all stuck in its own little world, siloed.
And then add to that, companies are moving really fast towards cloud data warehouses. We're talking Snowflake, BigQuery, Redshift.
Yeah.
That's becoming the standard.
So you've got data stuck in, I don't know, dozens of SaaS apps, and you want all of it in one central cloud place.
Building manual pipelines for every single one, that sounds like a nightmare.
It is. Not only do they break constantly, like whenever an API changes, but it's just incredibly inefficient use of engineering time.
And the article points to another huge driver, AI and machine learning.
Oh, definitely. These AI initiatives are hungry for data. They need huge amounts of clean, integrated, constantly updated data.
And those brittle, hand-coded pipelines, they just can't deliver that reliably.
Which leads companies to a really crucial question. Do you want your best data engineers spending all their time just fixing broken pipes, babysitting infrastructure?
Or do you want them focused on, building cool data products, finding the insights that actually move the business forward?
Yeah, most businesses want the innovation part. And that's precisely where someone who really knows Fivetran comes in. They handle the foundation, making sure it's solid and automated.
Which frees up the rest of the data team to do that higher value work. Makes sense.
Okay, so let's zero in. Where is this demand most concentrated? The article gets specific here.
Unsurprisingly, tech and SaaS companies themselves are leading the pack. I guess that's kind of logical. They live and breathe data.
Absolutely. Their focus tends to be really heavy on product analytics, understanding subscription metrics, user behavior.
So they need data from tools like Segment, Mixpanel, Salesforce, HubSpot.
Right. Pulled into their warehouse, often in near real time, to power those critical dashboards about customer health, growth, churn. Fivetran becomes the backbone for that.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. What about e-commerce and retail? That's another area with like massive data complexity.
Oh, huge. Think about all the places they collect data. You've got online stores, maybe Shopify.
Physical store, point of sale systems, inventory software, tons of different ad platforms.
Exactly. They have to stitch all of that together. How else do you manage inventory effectively? Personalize offers for customers or figure out which ads are actually leading to sales?
Right. Fivetran helps automate integrating all those diverse sources.
Then you have fintech and financial services, an industry where, let's be honest, the stakes are incredibly high.
Yeah, compliance, security, it's paramount.
And what the article highlights here is their need for just rock solid, super reliable data pipelines. Think real-time fraud detection, risk modeling.
Meeting all those strict regulatory requirements, you just can't have unreliable data in finance.
Nope. And this is where, Fivetran's built-in security features, its reliability, it becomes a really strong fit for these highly regulated environments. It provides that dependable flow they need.
Okay, similar challenges maybe in healthcare and health tech.
Yeah.
Especially with privacy rules like iPay.
Definitely. They're dealing with incredibly sensitive data, clinical records, patient information, administrative stuff, and it comes from all sorts of systems.
And they need to integrate it securely. The goal is better patient outcomes, better operations, but compliance is absolutely non-negotiable.
Right. The article points out Fivetran can help unlock those data insights while maintaining the necessary security and compliance protocols. It handles the secure transport.
Gotcha. And one more, the article mentions marketing and ad tech.
Yeah, don't overlook them. These industries basically run on fast-moving data.
For personalization, right? Optimizing ad spend, tracking campaign performance.
They need fresh data flowing constantly from all those ad platforms, CRMs, analytics tools. Fivetran's efficiency here is vital just to keep their core operations running smoothly.
So looking across all these sectors, tech, e-commerce, fintech, healthcare, marketing the pattern seems pretty clear.
Yeah, it's complex environments, lots of different data sources, and a real need for reliable automation to power critical business functions.
Okay, so the demand is there. How does someone with Fivetran skills actually translate this into, real opportunities? The article offers some practical advice.
Well, if you're doing consulting work, your Fivetran expertise is a major asset, especially if you're helping clients in those regulated sectors like finance or healthcare, or maybe fast-growing ones like SaaS or e-commerce.
You're basically solving a core fundamental data infrastructure problem for them.
Exactly. And if you're out there job hunting, this market context means you really need to tailor your story. Don't just list Fivetran on your resume.
Show you understand their industry-specific problems, right?
Precisely. The article gives examples, like for a healthcare role, highlight your experience setting up high-pay compliant Fivetran configurations. That shows you get their constraints.
Or for a tech role. Maybe talk about connecting data from tools like Segment or Mixpanel into Snowflake or BigQuery.
And maybe even mention how you use that data downstream, perhaps with dbt for transformations, to build crucial analytics dashboards. Show the whole picture.
It's about connecting your skills to solving their specific pain points. And for hiring managers listening, the article has a clear message too.
Yeah, basically. Top Fivetran talent. They know they're valuable right now. It's a competitive market.
And they often want to work on modern data stacks, places where they feel like they can make a real impact.
Absolutely. So hiring efforts need to reflect that. Don't just talk about the job duties. Talk about the tech stack, the business problems they'll get to solve. Make it compelling.
Okay, so let's quickly wrap up the main points from this deep dive. The article really underscores that Fivetran skills are in seriously high demand.
Yep, particularly across key industries. Tech, e-commerce, fintech, healthcare, and marketing ad tech.
And this demand, it's fueled by the growing complexity of data landscapes and the absolute need for reliable, automated data pipelines.
Pipelines that enable companies to actually use their data for insights, for AI, for innovation, instead of just struggling to collect it.
So for you, understanding these specific industry needs, what drives fintech versus e-commerce, for instance, is really key.
It helps you position yourself effectively, whether you're consulting, looking for that next role, or maybe even trying to build out your own data team.
And the original article, as mentioned, goes into even more detail on these industries and strategies to stand out. It also points to resources like the Curate Partners blog that connect talent with these kinds of opportunities.
Definitely worth checking out if this is relevant to you.
So as we finish up, here's something to maybe chew on. Think about those distinct challenges we discussed. Securing sensitive health data versus managing massive e-commerce flows versus ensuring strict financial compliance.
Where do your specific Fivetran skills, or maybe just your interests, best align with solving one of those particular tricky problems? Where could you make the biggest impact based on what we've unpacked today?
Something to consider. Until our next deep dive.